Imagine a cold so profound it seeps past layers of cloth and skin, settling deep within your bones. A cold that doesn't just numb the body, but the mind. Now picture an endless expanse of blinding white, snow and ice stretching to a horizon that never seems to get any closer. This is not merely a landscape, it is an ancient force, immense and indifferent, a silent keeper of secrets. These Arctic winds carry more than just ice crystals, they carry whispers of the past. Stories of explorers who sailed into the white void and never returned. Tales of ships swallowed whole by the shifting flows. The cold is a relentless adversary, but it is also a perfect archivist, preserving what it claims in its frozen grip. Consider the ill-fated Franklin expedition of 1845. Two vessels, the HMS Erebus and HMS Terror, vanished while searching for the fabled Northwest Passage, consumed by the Arctic's merciless embrace. For over 150 years, their fate was a ghost story told by sailors and historians. Only recently, as the permafrost begins to thaw, have we started to unravel this chilling mystery. The cold preserved their journals, their personal effects, and even the sailors themselves, a haunting library buried beneath the snow. The Arctic is not alone in its grim preservation. Across the globe, the Alps have surrendered similar secrets. In 1991, hikers stumbled upon the mummified remains of a man locked in the ice for over 5,000 years. Otzi, as he came to be known, carried a copper axe and unfinished arrows, the remnants of his last meal still held within him. The ice had preserved every detail, from the patterns of his clothing to the tattoos etched upon his skin, giving us a tangible link to a world long vanished. These moments, when the ice relinquishes its hold, remind us that the cold is both a destroyer and a preserver. It erases, but it also encases.
And as the winds howl across these frozen frontiers, they seem to ask a single chilling question. What other stories lie in wait, locked in the deep freeze, anticipating the moment they are brought back into the light? But some secrets are not locked in ice, but in sterile, white-walled institutions, and some voids are not on a map, but inside the human mind. This brings us to a place of a different kind of cold, a place of perpetual twilight and hushed footsteps, the Somnus Research Unit, and at its center, a figure as enigmatic and formidable as any Arctic explorer, Dr. Evelyn Marrow. Dr. Marrow's reputation was immaculate, a brilliant neurologist whose research into sleep science was lauded as revolutionary. But beneath the composed professional exterior was an obsession born from personal tragedy. Years earlier, she had lost a close family member to a rare and devastating sleep disorder, a loss that ignited a fervent quest to understand the very limits of human consciousness. What happens when the mind is denied its nightly reprieve? What darkness waits in the endless waking hours? Colleagues spoke of her with a mixture of awe and fear. They recalled her spending days on end inside the sleep labs, fueled by little more than caffeine and a burning intensity, her eyes fixed on the flickering waves of data. It was said that Marrow herself often forsook sleep, believing that true understanding could only be achieved through shared experience. But her relentless pursuit soon veered into ethically gray territory.
names and cryptic formulas. There were sketches of anatomical diagrams, annotated with frantic questions. His guilt and paranoia bled through every line, culminating in a final, terrifying realization. If anyone finds this, know that she is not a healer. She is a harbinger. The line has been crossed, and I fear I am complicit. The diary also contained evidence of blackmail. Hartley had confronted Marrow, and in return she had threatened to expose a past mistake of his, to ruin him. He was trapped, a prisoner of his own silence. The blood-stained pages didn't just explain his descent into fear, they served a grim warning. Just as this damning evidence came to light, an unexpected revelation sent a new shockwave through the investigation. Dr. Leonard Hartley himself was found dead. It was a cold, misty morning when his housekeeper discovered his body. He was in his study, slumped over his desk. His spectacles were askew, a half-written letter beneath his hand. The initial assumption was heart failure, a tragic but plausible end for a man under immense stress. But small details began to unravel that simple narrative. The letter was addressed to the medical board. "There are things I can no longer keep to myself," he wrote, "and I fear the consequences of what I have discovered about the Somnus unit." The ink smudged as if his hand had trembled and stopped mid-sentence. The coroner's report revealed the true cause of death, a massive overdose of digitalis, a powerful heart medication. Hartley had a prescription, but the amount in his system was lethal. Was it suicide, born of guilt and despair? Or was it something more sinister? Neighbors reported seeing an unfamiliar figure leaving the doctor's house late the night before, a tall individual swallowed by the fog. Dr. Hartley had been silenced. His death, rather than closing a chapter, had blown the entire conspiracy wide open.
The real mystery was only just beginning. In horror, there is sometimes no catharsis, no final comforting relief. We are left suspended in a state of dread that lingers long after the story ends. Consider the final, unforgettable moments of the film Night of the Living Dead. Our hero, Ben, has survived a night of unimaginable terror. He has barricaded himself, fended off the relentless undead, and witnessed the death of everyone around him. As dawn breaks, a posse of armed men appears, methodically clearing the countryside. Hope is within reach. But then, in a devastating twist, Ben emerges from his hiding place and is mistaken for one of the ghouls. Without hesitation, he is shot and killed. The camera lingers, closing on a series of stark, black and white photographs of his body being dragged away with chilling indifference. We are given no resolution. The origin of the plague remains a mystery. The nightmare is not over. We are forced to confront an uncomfortable question. Who are the real monsters? This is the nature of lingering terror. It is an ending that offers no closure, ensuring that the horror is endless. It becomes a mirror, reflecting our own deepest fears back at us. We are left in the dark, haunted by the notion that the nightmare is far from over, and perhaps has only just begun.